greetings to you, Senator Saxby Chambliss, Republican Senator from Georgia. We are anonymous, and the time has come for a reckoning for your malfeasance as both a member of the Senate and as a congressional representative from Georgia's 8th District. While serving in the U.S. House of Representatives as a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, you chaired the House Intelligence Subcommittee on Terrorism and Homeland Security, which oversaw the intelligence inquiry into the September 11th attacks in 2001 and 2002. You naturally used that as a springboard into the Senate, running on a campaign of fear to a victory in the 2002 elections, and became the ranking Republican on the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, a member of the Gang of Eight, in 2011. This means you are briefed on all intelligence operations and procedures. As such, you have nearly unrivaled access to information about covert operations and intelligence gathering methods, just like your compatriots in the Gang of Eight that we have previously profiled. Your voting record on intelligence is of some note, as you draconian security measures over freedom and liberty. You voted in favor of the USA Patriot Act in 2001, as well as all of its extensions and expansions, and the disastrous Protect America Act of 2007, which paved the way for the Fourth Amendment-destroying PRISM program, and even had the nerve to publicly condemn the recent Amash Amendment, which would have defunded the mass collection of domestic telephone records of hundreds of millions of American citizens. Worst of all, you will not hesitate to lie and dissemble to protect your position on these matters. To quote one of your more public lies about the PRISM program from an interview with George Stephanopoulos.
This committee right now, would it surprise you if it turns out that what Mr. Greenwald is reporting there is true, that low-level officials have that kind of capability to read emails, internet traffic, listen to phone calls?
George, it wouldn't just surprise me, it would shock me. I was back at NSA just last week, spent a couple of hours out there with high-level and low-level NSA officials, and what I've been assured of is that there is no capability at NSA for anyone without a court order to listen to any telephone conversation or to monitor any email. In fact, we don't monitor emails. That's what kind of assures me that what the reporting is not correct, because no emails are monitored now. They used to be, but that stopped 2 or 3 years ago. So I feel confident that there may have been some abuse, but if it was pure accidental.
This clearly contradicts what is now known all about the NSA's tactics and the PRISM program, as well as the NSA-2 Lex Key score, thanks to the leaks by whistleblower Edward Snowden. And for what reason do you lie about the NSA and its domestic data mining and surveillance, Senator? Perhaps you tell yourself that it's for the greater good. Perhaps you delude yourself that by circumventing the Fourth Amendment and the Bill of Rights you're carrying out your sworn duty to protect the United States of America from all threats, both foreign and domestic. But your financial disclosure statements tell a very different story. Since the 2008 election cycle, you have accepted $840,816 in campaign contributions, or bribes, from defense contractors and NSA collaborators such as Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Verizon Communications, AT&T, Raytheon, L3 Communications, and the Microsoft Corporation. In short, you are beholden to those that spy on us with drones, satellites, and our own private data, and it is clearly their interests that you are making your priority, not ours. Fortunately, in January 2013, you announced that you will not be seeking re-election in the 2014 election cycle. Anonymous has had quite enough of you, and won't be sorry to see you go. If you seek a presidential bid in 2016, we will do everything in our power to ensure you do not succeed. Farewell, Senator Chambliss, and good riddance.
Most of the problems that we have had in civil liberties were not done through the Patriot Act. They were done through executive order by George W. Bush. And that's why the first thing I will do when I am president is to call in my Attorney General and have he or she review every executive order to determine which of those have undermined civil liberties, which are unconstitutional, and I will reverse them with a stroke of a pen. The Patriot Act. The second one, I actually worked with Russ Feingold, who was one of the people who opposed it, to try to amend it to deal with some of its excesses. There were a number of provisions that went way overboard, including, for example, going through library records. I want everybody to understand, I taught constitutional law for 10 years. I take the Constitution very seriously. The biggest problems that we're facing right now have to do with George Bush trying to bring more and more power into the executive branch and not go through Congress at all. And that's what I intend to reverse when I'm President of the United States of America. I think the American people understand that there are some trade-offs involved. I came in with a healthy skepticism about these programs. My team evaluated them. We scrubbed them thoroughly. We actually expanded some of the oversight, increased some of the safeguards. But my assessment and my team's assessment was that they help us prevent terrorist attacks. And the modest encroachments on privacy that are involved in getting phone numbers or duration without a name attached and not looking at content, that on net it was worth us doing. That's, some other folks may have a different assessment of that. But I think it's important to recognize that you can't have 100% security and also then have 100% privacy and zero inconvenience. We're going to have to make some choices as a society, that in evaluating these programs, they make a difference to anticipate and prevent possible terrorist activity.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mystery, ScrapPilePodcast.com. Hey, anytime we're broadcasting live, there's a live show chat at ScrapPilePodcast.com. So get on over there. Hey, you guys want to hear some stuff from Obama from the State of the Union? Run the clip, Bobby.
I'm just saying, no, I don't give a what the, I don't give a rat's ass what the hell you think. I'm saying to you, look at these guys here.
Do that bit. Play the right clip, damn it.
To the middle class. Some require congressional action, and I am eager to work with all of you. But America does not stand still, and neither will I. So wherever and whenever I can take steps without legislation to expand opportunity for more American families, that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, and I'll paraphrase the rest of it. Bullshit, 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 executive order, bullshit, bullshit. Hey, look out for live shows coming from the Rocket Radio Show 1. That's right, they're coming soon. Live show chat at ScrapPilePodcast.com.
Well, guys, last night was Obama's State of the Union address. So I forced myself to watch his generic platitudes and empty promises so I could break through the rhetoric for you. It began impressively with Obama declaring, "Let me be clear, we do not drone American weddings." But all jokes aside, first, the good. Obama's passing an executive order to mandate $10.10 minimum wage for all federal employees. Awesome. Now on to the bad. Right out of the gate, Obama talked jobs and elaborated on an impressive achievement.
Over the past 5 years, my administration has made more loans to small business owners than any other. And when 98% of our exporters are small businesses, new trade partnerships with Europe and the Asia Pacific will help them create even more jobs. We need to work together on tools like Bipartisan Trade Promotion Authority to protect our workers, protect our environment, and open new markets to new goods stamped made in the USA.
Okay, about that small business thing, Lloyd Chapman, founder of the Small Business League, trillions of dollars, according to him, in federal contracts have gone to Fortune 500 corporations instead of the small businesses they were mandated for. Moving on to the clever diatribe about trade. This is probably the most Orwellian part of the speech, considering what's at stake. Here he's referring to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or the TPP, a trade agreement that would give an international tribunal of corporate CEOs final say on U.S. laws. Remember NAFTA? Yeah. That free trade disaster actually cost America 700,000 jobs, according to the Economic Policy Institute. And much like NAFTA, the TPP would only exacerbate the race at the bottom. Does any of this sound like the TPP will actually bring jobs back to the U.S.? And the little comment you might have missed about working together on bipartisan trade promotion is actually talking about fast-tracking the TPP through Congress, which is probably the most undemocratic thing a president can do. Moving from jobs, Obama jumped right into shilling for the fracking industry.
Today, America is closer to energy independence than we have been in decades. One of the reasons why is natural gas. If extracted safely, it's the bridge fuel that can power our economy with less of the carbon pollution that causes climate change.
Sounds great. Too bad fracking for natural gas can't really be done safely, considering how studies show that it causes artificial earthquakes, birth defects, and cancer. So, after selling fracking the TPP corporate coup and making a bunch of pandering appeals to make it seem like the president has his pulse on the struggles of average Americans, he leaps right into what America does best: war. See, Obama boasts about how he's responsible for ending the war in Iraq, even though it wasn't actually his decision. It was actually a Bush agreement with the Iraqi government. If it were up to Obama, we would still be there today. Then he moves on to Afghanistan, the longest and most pointless war of all, unless, of course, you're the one profiting off the world's opium. He briefly mentions the strategic pact, which could keep troops there until 2024. But don't you see? It's all because of the one thing that trumps everything: terrorism.
Well, we've put al-Qaeda's core leadership on a path to defeat. The threat has evolved as al-Qaeda affiliates and other extremists take root in different parts of the world. In Yemen, Somalia, Iraq, Mali, we have to keep working with partners to disrupt and disable those networks.
He forgot to mention that al-Qaeda was never in Iraq until the U.S. obliterated the country. But I'm sure dropping drones everywhere else has nothing to do with the constant creation of new terrorists wanting to enact revenge on America. However, the speech wouldn't be complete without a vague reference to the NSA.
I will reform our surveillance programs because the vital work of our intelligence community depends on public confidence, here and abroad. The privacy of ordinary people is not being violated.
Wait, what? You're overseeing a completely unconstitutional dragnet spying operation on the citizens of the world, and you can't even own up to it. The best you can do is cite that the lack of public confidence is the real problem. To sum it all up, though, Obama pulls a card right out of W's playbook, highlighting a disabled veteran in the audience as a political prop, while reminding Americans about the need for indefinite warfare. Not to mention that Obama was proud to announce that this soldier had been on 10 deployments before he spent months in a coma with shrapnel in his brain. But it was all worth it, because Obama had the audacity to say that the poor man's sacrifice was necessary to, quote, preserve freedom and democracy. Unfortunately for the